I'm now 100 times worse than Geno Bisconte, and they're both
you are
predicting
my
demise.
Let me explain why. He's 100 times worse. Because Geno had my ex on once, twice, something like that. Kevin had her on, I don't know, 100 times yet? Maybe. I don't know. Seems like it. He had her on continually. He had her on just because he's, Geno arguably was, trying to get on my nerves. Kevin, on the other hand, was trying to stick it to me. He wasn't just trying to stick it to me so much. He was also trying to clear the air. Look, it's bad. It looked bad for him, right then. I'll get rid of you and have your ex on as my co-host now. That's what he said. He told Melton he was going to do. I mean, it's the same playbook. It's just the way he did it was worse because he just kept going and going and going, and just like he did. He also did it at a time when she was a lot more willing to talk about that stuff. Period. So
well, he has you on to stick it to Geno, and then he has her on. But you never transgressed against that. That's the one thing that really doesn't make any sense is you really never had a transgression against MLC. He just decided you're gone, you're off of YouTube. Now I'll have this person that talks trash about a guy I can't have on my show anymore, just for the simple reason to trash him. No, for no other reason than that.
Yeah,
just because you can't come on.
But he can. I mean, he can have me on. I've done your show.
Oh, yeah. No,
he has part of Plus his channel too. So he claims he can't have me on, but he knows what it is. He can't have me on because let's be honest, it'll piss off Felicia. And he more or less says that. I don't know if it's this episode or if it was the one before. I think it was the one of these before this where he goes. Somebody was like, you can have him on. And the super chatter was polite, saying, I'm not saying I want that, but you can have him on. He just can't have another YouTube channel. And his answer was, yeah, I know. Well, yeah, I mean, it's just like women won't do the show. And Gilly does the show. So if I have my choice between him or Gilly, I'll take Gilly. Pat Dixon brought nothing to the show. I'd get a pop if I had him on. Like he admits, I'd get a pop if I had him on. But Gilly's good for the show. She's good for the 650 fucking Saturday night viewers he had.
So your reputation is so bad with the ladies that if you came on there, he would never get women guests anymore.
No. He says that Gilly's the only woman who will do the show. He says women won't do it.
He just had Tracy Jane on. No, he has Tracy Carnazzo. He has Kristen. I guess Kristen Carney and maybe Kate Meany. They quit doing this show. I think
women, you treat them like shit and they just fucking go away. How about that? I mean,
yeah, you have him on, and then you ask him oh, do you do black guys like that? That's one of his biggest questions that he asked every single guest was about the guys that they fuck. When he has guys on, he just what do you think about this? When he has girls on, he's what kind of guys do you fuck? And he never ends with all these weird personal questions. He gets stuff out of them though. I mean, some of the interesting. You remember Kristen Carney and Kate Meany both did Dave Davidoff, so he likes the girls to come on and
he likes.
Who are all the comedians that you fucked? Why don't you tell us every single thing about them and how their sexual preferences are, what kinks they're into? It's Jesus, dude. And if you don't ask dudes this stuff,
and if they don't feel like talking about that, it's because what he really wants is to use them as a weapon against somebody, He loves to use women as a weapon. So when he's got nothing, he gets somebody's ex on. They do all the work for him. I mean, that's it. Period. It's obvious.